Hello and welcome back. So let's move on to the second section of the exam paper, which is on time signatures and key signatures, and you'll be given a question on each. So question 2A will be about time signatures and question 2B will be about key signatures. So let's have a look at this first one first. So you will be asked to add in the time signature into a given phrase that is missing one, and all you have to do is work out what is the time signature. This is a relatively easy job of just counting out what notes you how many notes you have per bar, but can require you to make a decision between similar things such as is this 2-2 or is this 4-4, or in this case we will work out that it could be 6-8 or it could be 3-4. There is a obvious answer if you look at it in a bit of depth. So let's have a look. So this one seems like an easy one to count. So we have 1 crotchet, 2 crotchets, 3 crotchets. So this bar has 3 crotchets in. Let's count this one. So we have a triplet that lasts for 1 crotchet. This will last for 1 crotchet, and 1 crotchet equals 1 crotchet. So it's looking quite a lot so far like a 3-4 passage. Let's just check. So this and this together, this dotted crotchet and this quaver, is going to equal 2 crotchets, and then this these 2 semiquavers plus this quaver is going to add up to 3 crotchets. So it's looking a lot like 3-4, although just to check, because 3-4 is quite similar to 6-8, but they are slightly different and it's easy to work out. So 3-4 will be 3 crotchets, and there'll be kind of a division between each one, whereas 6-8 will be 6 quavers, and the division comes in the middle of them. So if we have a look at this passage, we can see that this crotchet comes in the middle of the bar, which would be the division in 6-8. So it looks up to me like our 3-4 with the 1 beat here, 1 beat here, 1 beat here for the crotchets. So I'm going to go ahead, and all I have to do is put in 3, 4. Easy as that. Let's do the next one together. So let's have a look. This bar looks easy to do. We have, what do we have here? We have 3 quavers. I'll do it in quavers this time. And we have 3 quavers. If we look here, we have 3 quavers. And here we have, this is 2 quavers, and that's a quaver. So it's looking a lot like 6-8 so far. So let's have a look. So that would be 2 crotchets, 2 quavers, then a quaver is a quaver. Then what do we have? We have a dotted quaver plus a semi-quaver, so that's going to equal 2 quavers plus a quaver here. So this is looking quite a bit like 6-8. How do we know it's 6-8 and not 3-4? Well, if we refer to this little thing up here I did, then you can see that there is a clear division through the middle of the bar with 3 quavers on one side and 3 quavers on the other. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this one is in 6-8. Lovely. So that is the time signatures done. Let's move on to the keys. So if you don't know already, I would recommend learning something called the circle of fifths, because it makes life very easy, particularly in exams. So I'm going to quickly write one out here. There we go. It takes a bit of time to write out, but it's definitely worth it because it's going to save you a lot of time. If you don't have this memorized already, it's kind of it's like a clock face, and I always start at the 11 o'clock position, and I have the little mnemonic: fat cats go down and eat bacon. Go down and eat bacon. Or I lower the voice to remind myself that it's flat. So that's F, C, G, D, A, E, B, G flat, D flat, A flat, B, E flat, B flat. And if you haven't seen this before, I recommend studying the circle of fifths because it will explain a lot of the relationship between different notes in music. So as a quick summary, we are going to start at C, and this side of the circle of fifths are the sharps, and this side of the circle of fifths are the flats. So if we started off in C major, there would be no sharps and no flats, whereas if we were in G, there would be one sharp. In D, there would be two sharps, three sharps, four sharps, five sharps. If we went round this way, so C's no sharps. If we were in F major, we'd have one flat, two flat, three flats, four flats, five flats. So let's work out some of these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sharps, and it's major. So let's start off here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So E, so 4 sharps means that we're going to be in E major. Let's do the same here. We're in a different clef, but that doesn't matter for key signatures. We know it's going to be major. So 3 flats. So we start off here, we go 1, 2, 3, E flat major. Lovely. Then we come to here, and always check what it says here, because I would look at that and go, oh, it's D major. But they don't want the major, they want the minor. So there is another way of writing this out. So you have kind of the relative minors below each one. But a shorthand for that is just to write here as our new 12 o'clock position. So I'm going to write major up here just to remind myself. And then in lowercase, I'm going to write M for minor. So if we started off here, if you turn your head 90 degrees to the right, then if this is no sharps and no flats, then this is going to be 1 sharp, this is going to be 2. If you went around this way, it's going to be 1 flat, 2 flat, 3 flats. So here where we got 2 sharps, and it's a minor chord, we're going to start here, we're going to go 1, 2. So it looks to me like we're in B minor. Lovely. Then we've got another major chord here. We've got 2 flats, so I'm sure it's easy to work out by now. We know that we need to add on 2 flats, so 1, 2. So we go twice counterclockwise around the circle of fifths, and we get to B flat major. Right, we get to this one, and we have to do one slight thing differently. So if we start up here in A, and we know it's a minor, because we know it's minor, we're going to add on 3 sharps. That's 3 times round clockwise. So we go 1, 2, 3. And that says G flat. But one thing we have to remember is some notes in music have equivalents or enharmonic equivalents. So G flat is the exact same note sounding as F sharp. And we can see that we have sharps in the key signature, including a G sharp. So it's definitely not going to be a G flat major minor scale. It's going to be the equivalent of G flat, which is F sharp. There we go. And I definitely recommend at some point when you get into the exam, scribble out the circle of fifth because it does help. But that doesn't matter. That is the second section of the exam. So let's move on to the third.